This is a section on, let me see here, let me get it to pull up. جزم الفعل المضارع. جزم or جزم الفعل المضارع. جزم meaning مجزوم, right? Which means it has a sukun, right? At the end of it, usually. That's the asl. A sukun at the end, that's the asl, that's the origin. Sometimes it'll be dropping a letter or maybe something else in place of it, but it usually means a sukun. For us right now anyway, and then we'll see inshallah differently. This little symbol here, this jim, jazm, is where you get the sukun from inside a letter. For example, let me see. You see in the Quran, it looks like this, right? The sukun doesn't look like this in the Quran. It looks like this. Yeah. Because it's the head of the jim. That's how they used to write it. The head of the jim meaning sukun. So majzum here means sukun. So previously, last week, just to do a recap, we did those things which make the fi'l mudari, the present tense verb, mansoob. For all intensive purposes, it places a fatha on the end of it, or it may be something else, depending on the type of verb or the complexity of the verb. But for the normal present tense verb, we want to change it from a dhamma, because a dhamma is the asl. We say akulu, yakulu, tadhabu, yashrabu, yajlisu, yaqra'u. All of them have a dhamma. That's the origin. Just like in nouns, the origin is a dhamma. Baytun, miftahun, sarirun, dhamma. Then something can come along and change it, right? And make it a fatha or a kasra. Same thing comes, the normal for a present tense verb is a dhamma. Then something can come along and change it either to a fatha or a sukun, or maybe a dropping of something, as we will see, right? So those things which make the present tense verb, the fi'l mudari, mansoob with a fatha, are the four words an, len, idhin, and kay. We said an is something which comes between two verbs. So uridu an adhaba. I want to go. Uridu adhaba. You don't say uridu adhaba. You say uridu an adhaba. And adhabu becomes adhaba because of the an. And we said lan, and let me see if I can see the example real quick in the book. It said, for example, for len would be len akdib. I won't lie. Len akdib. Right? Len akdiba. Len akdiba. Or len adriba al-qitta. I won't beat the cat. Len is a negation of the future, and it makes the verb which follows it mansoob, the fatha for our purposes now. Then we have idhin, which we said is an answer to something. So I say, for instance, if you come to Kuwait, then we'll go to Sheikh Salem, as an example, right? If something, then we'll do this. So this is an answering, idhin, it's in a response, and for the future, right? Something regarded to the future, and it makes the verb, the present tense verb, fi'l mudari, mansoob. So for instance, if someone said, Sa'azur madinatakum, I'm going to visit your city, you could say to them, Idin tuqim indana. Idin tuqima indana. Then you will stay with us. So tuqimu becomes tuqima because of the idin. And then K, which is so that or in order to, right? Jittu كي أتعلم. جئت كي أتعلم. هكذا. So that I came so that I would learn. خرجت كي أتنزه. I left out of my house basically so that I could stroll and walk around, right? أتعلم كي أخدم الوطن, right? So, or order to. So you could go back, inshallah, the examples we did last week, but this is just a review. This week, we're going to talk about those things which make the fi'l mudari' majzoom. And there are three of them for us. Lam, la, An-Nahw, and in. Lam, la, An-Nahw, and in. And we'll see this, what I have explained down below after we read the examples. So we have the first example. Lam yahfud Muhammadun darsahu. Lam yahfud. Muhammad did not memorize darsahu. So we have here, let's try to look at it, inshallah.
Is that a kha?
Yes. Here you mean? Yeah. Lam yahfud from hafidha. Right? He didn't memorize his dars. So Muhammad is our fa'il. Marfu'. Right? He's the doer. He's the fa'il. Lam yahfud Muhammad darsahu. This is the maf'ulun bihi. Mansoob. He didn't memorize what? He didn't memorize his dars. Right? Lam yahfud. And we see the lam causes sukoon here. Lam should be lam yah. It should be yahfudu. Here it's lam yahfud. Because of the lam. And we said the lam negates the past tense, but with a present tense verb. Right? Lam yahfud darsahu. Read number 2, Abdullah.
I don't know what that second is supposed to be there. It's chopped up there. What's the lamb? That's a noon.
Yeah.
Lam yen. That's supposed to be a flat over top of that. Okay. Lam yen qatia. No, qatia. Nuzulul matar.
نعم. لم ينقطع نزول المطر. نزول is your file here. But it's mudaf and al-matar is mudaf ilayh. So the sending down of the rain, the coming down of the rain, لم ينقطع, did not stop or was not, it has not stopped, it has not been cut off. Rain coming down has not stopped, has not been cut off. Right? But the sukoon after the lam is what's important for us here. Muharram, read for us number 3, inshallah.
لم يقبض أحد على اللص.
لم يقبض أحد على اللص. أحد is the fire. لم يقبض from to arrest or detain. لم يقبض أحد. No one arrested, no one detained على اللص. The criminal basically. على, because يقبض requires some type of harful jar, right? You don't just say, for instance, you can say أكلت أكلت التفاحة, right? I ate the apple, right? You don't need anything in here. But if you say ذهبت masjid or al-masjid, you say ذهبت al-masjid, no. You need inside here ila. Just like you have amantu billah. You can't say amantu Allah. No, amantu billah. So there are certain verbs which require a preposition. In English, it may not, but in Arabic it does. And sometimes in Arabic it may not, whereas in English it does. Here this yaqbid is associated with ala. Lam yaqbid ahadun ala lis. No one arrested or detained the lis, the thief. Bear, can you read number 4 for us?
لا تأكل وأنت شبعان.
No. Assalamualaikum ya Yasin. Waiting for your mic. لا تأكل وأنت شبعان. Do not eat and you are full. شبعان, full. You are full. Don't eat and you are full.
Man, like,
you see from these three, huh?
I mean, like saying don't eat when you're full.
Yeah, don't eat and you're full. Don't eat and you're full. Don't eat when you're full. Don't eat when you're full, basically. We see in these first 3 examples, we see the usage of lam. Lam negated just one verb. I mean, it made madzum just one verb and negated the past tense using a present tense verb. Lam yahfuz, lam yanqati', wa lam yaqbid. Here we have la of an-Nahiyah. La an-Nahiyah from Amr bil Ma'ruf wa Nahi and al-Munkar. Nahi and al-Munkar meaning prohibiting the evil, commanding the good, prohibiting the evil. Nahi here meaning a prohibition. Not the la of An-Nafiyah. There's a la called la An-Nafiyah, which negates that something exists. For instance, La ilaha illallah. This is not a negation of or prohibiting you from doing something. Prohibiting of it existing. Right? Like La salata illa al-maktuba. This la not a. These right here are not prohibitions, but negations of them existing. We have a la of an-Nahw, which negates something existing. And we have a la of an-Nahw, which prohibits something. Here we have la ta'kul anta shab'an. Don't eat and you are hungry. Or you are full, I mean. Don't eat and you're full. Number 5, Abdullah.
La tukthir mean not hik.
Don't be abundant, or don't go overboard maybe, but here, don't be abundant in laughing. Dahik, laughing. Don't be abundant in laughing. Don't laugh too much. Don't laugh too much, because laughter kills the heart. La tukthir. Right? La tukthir. Here, the la is the verb, the present tense verb, the fi'l mudari majzoom. I don't know why your mic is not coming on, Yasin, but as long as you can hear, you can type to us that you hear, that'd be good. Then, if Muharram can read the last one, inshallah.
لا تسرع في السير.
لا تسرع في السير. Basically, don't walk too fast. Don't move too fast. Right? لا تسرع is go fast. في السير, and you're traveling and you're moving around. Right? The point is, the fi'l mudari is majzoom. So, on now. Assalamu alaikum, Yasin.
Assalamu alaikum.
Mic is on now, Akhi. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. We have this now example, the la of an-Nahw, where one verb was made majzoom and it has a prohibition. Now, you have another example here. افتح نوافذ الحجرة يتجدد هواؤها. In taftah, if you open nawafidh al-hujra, the windows of the room, yatajaddad hawa'uha, then the air in that room, its air will refreshed. We see this in here has caused two verbs to be majzoom. Caused two verbs to be majzoom. Alhamdulillah. This is what we call conditional. Now, let me type on that line. Conditional. Okay? So if this, then that, both of them will be majzoom using in. Read for us the next one. Zubair.
إن تجلس في مجرى الهواء تمرض.
نعم. إن تجلس في مجرى الهواء, in the place where the air flows through, basically in the stream of the air, of the wind, tamrad. You'll get sick. If you sit where the air is blowing hard, or where the air is blowing directly, tamrad, you'll get sick.
That's where that comes from.
What?
You being sick.
That word, like in Bosnia, it's huge. People think you're gonna die when you sit in the air. I didn't know Arabs do that too. Amazing.
And I think you could read the last one for us, inshallah.
يسافر أخوك تسافر معه.
Now, in yusafir akhuka, if your brother travels, tusafir ma'hu, then travel with him. Or then you travel with him. Both of them medzum. So we see in, we have written here, we'll make two verbs, present tense verbs, medzum. And we call this conditional. If this, then that. If, then. Okay. One thing I want to do before I try to find an example in the Quran, maybe. But let's find first, how do we get the la of An-Nahw? So, if I want to tell someone to do something, how we get there? Right? We drop our ta and we drop our dhamma and put a sukoon. Ijlis. Drop our ta, put a sukoon. Idhab. Like this. With ta'kulu, it was a little bit different. Just like in taqulu, it was a little different. Ta'kulu, taqulu. Here, we dropped our ta. We put an aleph there, and we realized, you know what? We already got an aleph, and the only reason we put an aleph is so that we can put a vowel. So we just get rid of both of them and just say kul, eat. As for taqulu, when we drop our ta, right? And normally, as in ijlis, our second letter, or our first letter after the ta has a sukoon. But here, the first letter after the ta has a dhamma. So we don't need to add an aleph. It's not necessary. We have two sukoons. So we drop the weak one and we just say Qul huwallahu ahad. Hakada. Every other one, unless they're weak, they're easy. Qul, ijlis, idhab. Same thing goes for the plural that I'm talking to a group of people. I say ta'kuluna, and I say kulu. So not only do I continue to drop my aleph here, but I drop, instead of dropping my dhamma, I drop my noon. Right? I drop my noon in the plural, and then I add this aleph for protecting my wow. So ijlisu. Idhabu. All that is command. All that is a command. But how do I get to prohibition? how do I get to the prohibition? The prohibition is just basically going to take the dhamma off and make it medzum. La ta'kul, la tajlis, la tadhhab. Right? That's all. We're just going to change the dhamma to a sukoon. Same thing here. You're going to say la ta'kulu, because your dhamma here is the noon. La ta'kulu, la tajlisu, la tadhhabu. Right? So your dhamma is your noon, which you drop. That is on how to make something prohibited. That's on how to make something la of An-Nahw. The la of An-Nahw. How to use that? You're just going to put a sukoon. Putting a sukoon on the singular is easy. You drop the dhamma and put a sukoon. As for the plural, you're going to drop the noon and add a aleph for wiqaya, or protection of your wow. Any questions about that?
I have a question quickly about number 3, what it means, just real quick.
Number 3 up here?
Yeah. La yaqbid.
Lam yaqbid ahadun ala lis. No one arrested the thief. Or no one detained or captured the thief. Yaqbid means to detain or to capture or to arrest. The lis is a thief. Okay, let me suck it here. Now, I wish I could really find something from the Quran. It's gonna be hard. Oh, it'll be hard. Maybe Muharram can help us. I don't know. I'm trying to find something with the in or shartiyya in the Quran. Because in the Quran, I'm trying to think of something I can't think, but I know it exists, what I'm about to say. I just can't think of an example right now. That is, you don't necessarily have to see the word in. The main thing is that you understand it's conditional, even if you don't see the word in. So if it's conditional, then it's going to be medzum. So I'm trying to think.
There is a verse in amsaka rizqa, but the fatha is...
No, that's not conditional though. Let me see here.
So for the word to have a support medzum, right? Be medzum.
إن كنتم صادقين.
Oh yeah. In kuntum sadiqin.
Yeah, but there's no verb there. You understand? Except kuntum. But anyway, my point is, even if you don't see this in, and I'll try to find something today and send it to us, inshallah. Even if you don't see the in, you will see the sukoon, the jazm of that verb, because it's understood even if it's not spoken. Uh, it exists a lot too, but I just can't think of it, you know?
You're trying to find something that is conditional, like is it bring call upon your false deities if you are in kuntum sadiqin?
Yeah, I mean, that's there, but the problem is there's no fi'l mudari after it, except kuntum, but it's not going to be the same. So the issue is trying to find it. I know it exists a lot, but I just, off the top of my head, I cannot think of it. And,
In tatuba ila Allah. No, that's not.
say it again.
And if the two of you ask for forgiveness, what's the surah? The ayah from the hadith about the honey and the Prophet's wives. In
Okay.
tatuba ila Allah.
Okay, that's Surah Tahrim, صح? أرزقكم وإذ أصر النبي إلى بعد أزواج حديثا فلما that's Surah Tahrim, صح? وإن تتوبا إلى الله فقد صغت قلوبكم. نعم. There you go. Allah says in ayat number 4, in tatuba ila Allah faqad sagat qulubukuma. So the word there is tatuba, which would really be tatuban. The noon is dropped, right? Tatuban. And it says sagat qulubukuma, like that. Then it says وَإِن تَظَاهَرَا, which would be تَظَاهَرًا عَلَيْهِ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ هُوَ مَوْلَاكُمْ وَجِبْرِيلُ وَصَالِحُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ هكذا. So you see, here you don't have the two verbs to do it with, but the conditional phrase there causes it to be madzum. Also, see, I'm trying to it doesn't work out. Looking at something past tense. Anyway, the in is there, but sometimes what I really want to find, what I was really trying to find, but that's an ayat in 65. What I say, 4 or 5. What I was really trying to find was something conditional without the word in involved in it. Without the word in, but the condition being there. The condition being there, the idea of if this then that without the word in. Because the condition is what makes it medzum, even if in isn't there. But in is a sign of condition. But I was trying to find something without it. To give you a quick rundown so we can not do the next chapter, next week or whatever, to make it easy on us. Unless there is something in front of a vowel, I mean it's in front of a verb. Yasiru, Ya'udu, Yadhabu, Yadhabu, right? Siru. Basically, the next chapter after this in An-Nahw al-Wadih shows that the origin of a fi'l mudari, it doesn't have anything before it, which would cause it to be mansoob or majzoom, then it's going to be marfu with a dhamma. Right? Nothing before it which would cause it to change, then it's going to be a dhamma. That's the fi'l mudari. The asl is a dhamma. Asl is marfu. And the asl of marfu is a dhamma. Right? If something comes before it, like an, len, idhin, or kay, it is going to be mansoob. If something such as lam and la and nahiya and in come before it, then it's going to be majzoom. Other than that, without those things in front of it, the fi'l mudari is going to be marfu'. The asl of that is a dhamma. That's a pretty easy concept. You just have to memorize and len, idhin, and kay, make it mansoob. Whereas lam and na and nahiya and in, make it majzoom. Sah wala la? Easy?
Which one I'm making it like zoom again? In. Okay. In lamb.
Majzoom, lam, la, and in. Make it mansoob. These are called mansoobat.
So is this word?
And these are called majzumat.
فاتبعوني يغفر لكم ذنوبكم. إن كنتم تحبون الله فاتبعوني يحببكم الله ويغفر لكم.
Make it majzoom. So we got three things which make the fi'l mudari majzoom and four things which make it mansoob. Other than that, it's going to be marfu'.
So I'm not understanding what you're trying to say. Like without an in.
Yeah. Yeah. The issue is that's a perfect example of this rule. The issue is it's got the word in, and so it's still not proving what I'm trying to prove to you.
Yeah, it.
Without the word in. Sometimes it's understood. I'm gonna find an example the day after class. After I take Muawiyah to school, I'm gonna come back and hit it hard, find some examples. But sometimes something is understood to be conditional. Even if it's understood to be conditional, even if the word in is not there, then it's majzoom. So here it says, قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهُ. Right? فَاتَّبِعُونِي. Right? فَاتَّبِعُوا. If you love Allah, فَاتَّبِعُوا. Right? The noon is dropped. Now it has another noon there, but that's for ni. Right? And then يغفر لكم. Right? Yaghfir, Allah will forgive you. So it's conditional. But I'm trying to find something where the N is not written down and it's still conditional because it's understood to be that way. But like I said, right now I'm not thinking of it, but I know it exists a number of times. I just have to find it, inshallah ta'ala. Uh-oh. Hold on, I just had something.
إذ قالت امرأة عمران
Anyway, inshallah, we'll find it. So anyway, also, the origin of present tense verbs. Marfu'. And the origin of that is a dhamma. Alright? If, and, lan, idhan, or K come before, it makes it mansoob. If lam, la An-Nahw, or in come before it, makes it majzoom. And there is never a maksur, there is never a present tense verb or any other verb which is considered majroor. Never. Never, ever. Now, a present tense verb might have a kasra on it. Who can tell me why it might have a kasra on it? Or any other verb, not just present tense verb. Any verb might have a kasra. Why? Because of reading purposes. Right? Because we have two sukoons next to each other. Maybe we put a kasra just for reading purposes. Right? But a verb is never ever majroor. Ever. Not a present tense, not a past tense, not a command verb. A verb is never majroor. Ever. Majroor is only for nouns. A verb can be marfu', it can be mansoob, and it can be majzoom. It can never ever be majroor. It may have a kasra, as we've read a number of times, the different hadith and stuff that we've read, but only because of our reading purposes. A verb is never, ever, ever majroor. Its origin is marfu'. If it has an, len, idhan, K, it will be mansoob. If it has lam, la, An-Nahw, or in, it will be majzoom. And majzoom, in, will do two verbs. You understand that?
And it'll do two verbs. We're gonna do both of them. This.
It'll make both of them majzoom.
If or then.
نوافذ يتجدد هواء. If you open the window, the air will renew or refresh. إن تجلس في مجرى الهواء تمرض. If you sit in the wind, you get sick. إن يسافر أخوك تسافر معه. If your brother travels, travel with him. Zubair.
No.
You know, I have never read. You said that this is where the Bosnians get this from, but I've never read in English or Arabic. If you eat a raw potato, you get sick.
That's Bosnian too?
Yeah, I think that's where I heard it from.
I mean, there's lots of stuff, so. This one is big though. This one is every cold and every sickness, like, that looks like a cold or, something similar is always connected. The first thing they'll say is you probably sat or stand somewhere where the air was flowing.
Okay, Mustafa. So if I said Yusafir Ahuka Tusafir Ma'ahu, is that correct?
Yeah, you don't necessarily, that would be a good example of not necessarily needing the in there. Why? You could imply that without saying the word in. But what are you trying to say in English? Making it conditional. The word in is there even if it's implied. But I gotta find some examples. Inshallah, when I come back from taking Muawiyah, I will find us some from the Quran where in is not there. Right? Inshallah, I will find them. I don't have anything else for today. If you guys don't have any questions, then that's all I got for today, inshallah. I'll see you tomorrow with the other book. Jazakumullah khairan.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.